As you can see outside, we are covered in snow, and the temperature outdoors during midday is about -2 degrees centigrade. So we're having a very cold spell. So why am I showing you this? I'm showing you this because this is the conservatory where we keep our tender plants, tropical plants. So these are the ficuses, mainly Ficus retusa, in all sorts of sizes, and we also have some crassulas. So this is where we keep these tender plants, and the temperature that we maintain in here is about between 5 degrees at night time to about, I would say, 10 or 15 in the daytime, depending on how powerful the radiators are. So we've got here jade trees, ficuses, tamarind, and also some pepper trees. Remember that when you keep these trees indoors, don't forget to water it. So this is what Tracy is doing here. She's checking that all the trees are moist, not overly wet, but they shouldn't be bone dry or powder dry. So this is how you keep the ficuses and other tropicals in the winter. And of course, if you keep it in the living room, that's a good environment, but make sure they don't get too hot and too dry. I'm also going to show you something else while I'm here, and I'll get someone to hold the camera now. While I'm in this conservatory, I thought I'd show you some of the experiments I did in the summer. I'm sure you will remember that I pruned that great big ficus which is in here because we have to overwinter them here. And I did experiments with cuttings using sand, which these are in, and also using water. So I haven't cheated, I haven't looked at all. So this is probably 2 months, so let's see whether they've rooted. I think you may need to zoom in to show the moment of truth. So I'm pulling them out, and look at the roots on that. In 2 months, look at the roots in pure sand. Pure sand. Look at the roots, marvelous. So these are the results of rooting it. And I'm going to show you the experiment I did with water. Many people said you can't root it in water because you would make it rot. Again, I haven't cheated. Let's show you what's happening. Look at the roots on that. Just in pure water. And they're not rotting at all. They're growing, but I will pop them up because I can't leave them in here forever. So most of these, some have got more roots than others. See, these are sending aerial roots from the top. So you can see water is quite an effective medium for rooting. So there are all sorts of different ways of propagating these crassulas. And now if we walk over carefully, I will show you the great big crassula that we pruned. It is making a lot of growth in the distance there. And if we come close, I will show you all the new growth that is occurring. Many people laughed at me and said, oh, he's hacked it about. But you've got to be patient. If you home in close, look at all these new shoots that have come from the old wood. So this is what happens. You're going to get literally scores, if not hundreds, of these little shoots which will become branches. And then we can choose which to keep, which to discard. So from even the very, very old wood, I can see lots of new growth coming. So these are hopeful signs. So there's some more cuttings that I made. So this was potted in Akadama. So in Akadama also works. Oh, I can feel the roots. I don't need to pull it out. They've certainly rooted. I will in fact get the staff to pot them on individually. Look at the beautiful roots. Look at these beautiful roots. All rooted in there. So This is the experiment which has been successful. I will show you something else as well. All right, that's rooted there, but the branches which are just suspended in air, they've got roots as well. So you don't even have to put it in soil or water. These plants, which are part of the bryophyllum genus, I think, or family, they can root in air. If you break a leaf and leave it on your sideboard or on a table over a couple of months, you will find little plants emerging from the edge of the leaf. So the propagating of the, this is the crassula, is very easy. I'm trying to find a leaf which will have rooted, because very often the leaves tend to root. See that leaf there, if you can see closely from the edges there, I will keep it here. In fact, they will eventually send roots out. So I will watch this with interest. Ah, that's another little one. Look at this plant. This was just a twig that fell on the pot, and you can see the little root over there. So they're all roots, so they're very easy to make, and this would make an ideal mami plant. Ah, look at this. This is exactly what I was talking about. Can you see that leaf there? And the roots which are coming from the edge of the leaf? And then that is the embryo small plant. So they propagate just from a leaf cutting, like that. So I hope you've learned something from this.